Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody, let's go.
Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in great spirits. We got some breaking news, guys. This just came out about an hour or two ago, and I wanted to share this with you guys. This is some crazy stuff, so we're going to get straight into this. But do me a favor, before we get into everything, before we dive on in to everything, please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. Crush it. Do what it do. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. And if you are watching on other platforms, please be sure to crush that follow button on my Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Go show some love over there. We got some breaking news. We're about to lay our eyes on some very shocking stuff, guys. So get ready, because it's going to be pretty wild. And the things that are being said in the body cam footage, this footage that we're about to see, very interesting indeed. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button if you're watching on the main channel. Go and check out my secondary channel. Subscribe to my secondary channel, please, and thank you. It's called The Pascal Show Clips. Go over there, show some love, show some support. That would be dope as hell. Of course, hit that join button down below on my main channel here. Become a member. Support the channel if you can. Or check out Patreon. If you want to support even further, go to patreon.com/The Pascal Show. It's in the ticker down below going this way as we speak. And of course, you want to support even further. Maybe you guys are that ultimate, right? Those ultimate supporters. Check out pascalmerch.com. I got some really great clothes, really great merch over there. And I'm sure there's going to be something that you like over there. Okay, guys, we got to get into this conversation. As you guys already know, we have been covering and talking about this whole craziness that's been going on when Trump went and did his rally in Pennsylvania. I'm sorry, I'm trying to pull this photo up. I had it up and now it's gone. Don't you love it when that kind of stuff happens? But anyway, regardless of that, okay, we don't need a photo, but what's really wild is what we have covered and have gathered over time here. Okay, they have been trickling out bit by bit body cam footage, okay, of this whole debacle. I mean, it's been absolutely insane. I mean, we all remember photos like this. There's the other one with the American flag behind him, and he's screaming fight and all that stuff. We've seen all the stuff that's been going on in regards to the moment, this terrifying moment where a person lost his life. Two other people were severely injured. And of course, the monster has been neutralized. We already know. And of course, we already know that person's name. His name is Thomas Matthew Crooks. Okay. And so the thing is now they have been coming out with more and more footage. Here's Thomas Matthew Crooks. If you guys are late to the party, okay, this is the man, this is the trigger man, the man behind the weapon, all right, and tried to take out Trump and, of course, injured two and severely, and, of course, took the life of another. And, of course, let's not forget, severely traumatized a large group of people that are all still, I'm sure, thanking their lucky stars that they have another day on this planet right now. It's been pretty crazy. But now, like I said, they've been putting out bit by bit information, body cam footage. In a way, I keep wondering, why is it taking so doggone long for them to just come on and just say, just poop it out, vomit it out, give us all the stuff all in one sitting so we can just consume it in one sitting. It might be a little bit too much for some people, but for me, it's like, you know what? Just give it to me all. Just give it all to me so I can consume it, see what's going on, dissect it, and break it down myself. But that's not what's going on here, okay? Now we have new footage. As you see the title above, okay, new body cam reveals the moment they found Thomas Crooks, and then also the other stuff that they did to, try to take him down, try to get this guy. Remember that when he was spotted on the roof, the moment before he was actually confirmed to be on the roof, there was an officer that literally was being hoisted up by his partner or by another officer to peer, basically pull up and look over the roof to see if there was somebody up there. When he did that, allegedly, Thomas Matthew Crooks turned his weapon towards the officer. The officer reacted, fell to the ground, and took off. We now have that footage, guys. That footage is now out here for us to consume. Part of that footage is right here. We're going to take a look at it right here on the news. Let's take a look at that piece. And then, of course, we have a much bigger piece. We're going to kind of be bouncing back and forth here, okay? One moment we're going to be here, then we're going to go check out the full body cam. Then I'm going to come back to this so we can watch the rest of this news clip, just so you guys know, because we got some news clips, people reacting, talking about this, and some are commenting saying that there's no sense of urgency at all whatsoever from what they're saying in their own comments. An former FBI agent is saying that there's no sense of urgency here. It's very odd. But let me show you guys the very beginning of this, because this is where I found the moment where they're hoisting the officer up. There's no sound allegedly, but you're going to hear it here right on this news, in this news clip right here. Okay. So please do me a favor. Don't forget to hit that like button, crush it, crush it, crush it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Okay. Hit that follow button if you're watching on the respective platforms, and let's rock and freaking roll.
Dramatic new body cam video showing the exact moment a police officer climbed onto the roof where a would-be assassin was getting ready to open fire on former President Trump. Want to show it to you here. This is the video I'm talking about, here, showing a Butler Township, Pennsylvania police officer climbing up on the roof before immediately dropping back down, potentially because there was concern that the shooter could turn his rifle on the officer. There's no audio from that moment, but some video later captures the officer's immediate reaction to what he saw. Listen to this.
This close, bro. Dude, he turned around on me. Seriously, it was right where you picked me up, bro. He was on that left side.
Now, I want to play that back so you guys can see the footage. Like, he's up there, by the way. Dude is up there. Okay? Officer is up there. Seems like half of his body's up on the roof, looking to see, like crawling up, trying to see what's going on up here, right? And then suddenly he just drops down. And then here's the other thing. He runs. Now, I know some might look at that and go, why was he running? Why did he run? Why didn't he do something about this? And don't worry, we got the full video. We're looking at the full video in a second. But there's pieces, okay, that I'm piecing together with you guys live on the show, okay? This officer climbed up. You can see it's almost like he went up to his waist up on the top, right? He's climbing up on the top. Allegedly, TMC turns his pew-pew over to the officer. The officer reacts by dropping down, back down on the ground, and then runs. Take a look. We're going to play it one more again, okay? One more again for you guys.
This is the video I'm talking about, showing a Butler Township, Pennsylvania police officer climbing up on the roof before immediately dropping back down, potentially because there was concern that the shooter could turn his rifle on the officer. There's no audio from that moment, but some video later captures the officer's immediate reaction to what he saw. Listen to this.
See that? Now, wait, I'm rolling that again. Also, listen to what the reporter is saying as well. I think that's really important to hear as well. Let me turn that up just a tiny bit more so you guys can hear this. They don't say that he turned the weapon. They say, I'm gonna let her speak. Let her speak.
Pennsylvania police officer climbing up on the roof before immediately dropping back down, potentially because there was concern that the shooter could turn his rifle on the officer. There's no
potentially because there could be concern that this assailant could be turning his weapon on the officer. It is not confirmed. Like, I still have yet to hear if it's been confirmed or not that he actually did turn his weapon on to the officer. Let's keep it a buck. Okay? Now, here's the thing. Let me just say this. It says potentially, exactly, SK. Potentially. I think that's important to listen to and keep that in your brain matter for a second, okay? Because it's not like they said, oh, he most definitely turned his weapon towards him. Potentially. Let me also say this too really quick. He goes up on the roof, right? This officer goes up on the roof. He peers over. He sees the assailant. What are the possibilities of TMC actually just turning? No weapon in hand, but the officer reacts thinking that he has the weapon in his hand. Like I said, the TMC's done bad things. This is very, very bad. All right. I'm not trying to give this kid an inch. All right. I'm not trying to give him some help. But think about that for a second. They say potentially. They don't say that he actually turned the gun on to this officer. Could the officer have reacted a little too quickly because of his own nerves? And of course, he wants to save his own skin. Let's be real. Could that have happened? Where he could have just ran up there, tackled the guy, something of that sort? Also, another thing is, too, if he's laying down like this, right, and he's sitting there, scope, doing all this stuff, it takes a lot to... Doesn't that take a lot when you're belly down? Remember, you're belly down. To try to turn, doesn't that take a bit to move? A whole weapon like this? It's not a little pea shooter. We talking about and for him to... Just curious. I'm just asking questions. Okay? Just asking questions. Is that the full truth? I don't know, guys. I don't know if that's the full truth. But you know what? Let's continue on. All right? I'm going to roll that back one more again because we are going to look at the body cam footage, okay? The full thing. But wanted you guys to hear this piece because I was like, wait a second, that's weird. Because all the reports that we've been hearing, okay, that they said, oh yeah, he went up there, he turned around with the pew-pew, aimed it at the officer, officer reacted like any other person would, like, whoa, you know what I mean? And hop back down. But what if he actually never saw a pew-pew turned in his direction? He just reacted like, oh, snap, there's somebody up there. Just saying. They said, even the reporter said, potentially. Did not say he did that. He just says, she just says, potentially. One more again, and then we're going to continue. Okay, guys? I love y'all. Thank you so much for being here. It really does mean a lot. Let's rock and roll.
This is the video I'm talking about, showing a Butler Township, Pennsylvania police officer climbing up on the roof before immediately dropping back down. Potentially because there was concern that the shooter could turn his rifle on the officer. There's no audio from that moment, but some video later captures the officer's immediate reaction to what he saw. Listen to this.
This close, bro. Dude, he turned around on me. Seriously, it was right where you picked me up, bro. He was on that left side.
He said he turned around on me. This close, bro, and he turned around on me. Turned around on me means many different things. Doesn't automatically mean he turned the weapon towards my direction and he was going to aim and shoot at me. Just saying. Now, that could be, semantics, guys, but, I'm just asking the questions, guys. But let's go ahead and take a look at the full body cam footage itself, because the body cam footage the one that I have seen does not have that part where he's going up to the, climbing up on the roof. Okay. It's afterwards. And this is interesting stuff here too. Let's take a look.
Don't pull up your head. He's right there. This close, bro. Dude, he turned around on me. Where's he at? He's straight up. I need an ambulance to the back. Yo, you about to hop up. He's laying down. He's going over. Next building over. Right after the gap. He's got glasses, long hair. This building. He was on top of this building. The left one. I jumped up. Yellow crate. This is a very serious. That side, the first one. That one. Laying down. There's a gap in between you and there. Yo, Tess, you got me up once. Give me up again. One more. Ready? Yep. All right, ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Second.
Yeah. You want that? Here.
Control. They're staying there. Do we have a suspect in custody?
Yes, we do.
Check on our guys, make sure we're all squared away. Triangle's pumping. I heard some shots.
I got you.
All right, I heard some snaps close by us when we were peeling out of there, so just make sure nobody's
Fucking close.
make sure nobody's whacked. We are committed. We are on with the body. With the suspect. Pretty sure we got shot at. It was a real close snap, dude.
Bro, before you came up here, I popped my head up there like an idiot by myself, dude. He turned around, I dropped, and I started.
That's how they got somebody up.
He turned around on me and I effing dropped. Doesn't say, oh yeah, you know, this guy was all up in me with this weapon pointed in my direction. I'm just saying he just turned around. I think he just knew that there was a potential assailant. He didn't want to lose his life and he reacted. That's what I'm gathering. Doesn't say confirm nor deny whether or not this kid actually turned a weapon on him. And the reason why I'm challenging this, okay? The reason why I'm challenging this is because that could have been crucial extra seconds that something could have been done to prevent this whole tragedy from happening. And I'm not putting it all on this officer. I'm not. There's a lot of other things that should have been done that were not done. But I'm just saying, think about this for a second. That's a moment that he could have climbed up, taken the guy down, detained him, and you would have Comparatori going home, hugging his loved ones at home right now, sharing a meal with his family. Same thing with the two other people that were savagely injured during this tragedy as well. They could be home in one piece and fine. Shoot, that little piece of Trump's ear would still be in Trump's head right now. You see what I'm saying? That's all. That's the only reason why I'm challenging it. Okay? Real talk. But let's continue.
I thought somebody was up there. I put my head up here. If he was up there, I'd be post.
I don't want to split. No. Is he a shooter? Did he have a weapon? Is he?
That was the report.
You see that? I'm sorry. Let me show you what you talk. You know what I mean? Look at this. Look. S. Brownie, yes, of course we are still talking about this. This just came out. This is hot and fresh out the kitchen, girl. Come on now. But look at this, okay? Looking like an agent from the Matrix, okay? He is Secret Service, and he's asking questions like he don't know a doggone thing, guys. Let me roll that. That's crazy. Now, I know this is a lot of this stuff is already like, we've been known this, but this is crazy, guys.
If he was up there, I'd be post. I don't want to split. No. Is he a shooter? Did he have a weapon? Is he?
That was the report.
How is he this clueless? How is he this clueless? That's a problem.
That was a report.
Yeah, exactly. When you got up here, he wasn't moving. No.
The commands for less lethal. Eyes on. He was down. I told them they need to post the guys over here. I told them that the Secret Service. I told them that Tuesday. I told them to post guys over here.
I have no contact with the inside.
What?
I thought you guys were.
No, we're inside.
Alpha 1, Bravo 1. Taking.
I told them to post guys over here.
I wasn't even concerned about it because I thought someone was on the roof. I thought that's how like, how can you lose a guy walking back there?
They were
on the roof.
They were inside.
Why were we not
In the building.
Because
You need a guy somewhere over on the west side.
Why were we?
I thought we were going to post guys over here. I talked to the Secret Service guys. They're like, yeah, no problem. We're going to post guys over here.
You heard that? Oh, there's more. We're going to be hearing a lot more from what he says earlier. Okay? This is just one snippet of this thing. Trust.
Did he get himself, Mike, or did they get him from over here?
Could you also
The sniper shot. Oh, okay.
I don't know.
So much for a picture with Trump.
Wow. So much for a picture with Trump. Well, don't think that was going to happen anytime soon. But as you heard right there, okay, this guy was sitting here saying, listen, I've been told them. I told Secret Service to have somebody out here. They didn't listen, allegedly. This is what this officer is saying. It's the same officer. You're going to hear it a little bit because these are chunks that they've just spread all over the place. But they're out here. He's out here saying that, like, hey, I warned them about this situation. And guess what happened? The situation happened. I told the Secret Service. I haven't told the Secret Service. I told them that. The effing Secret Service. I told them effing Tuesday. I told them to post effing guys over here. Don't worry, we got more. Like I said, it's coming out in weird chunks. I don't understand why it's not just one in one situation, but hey, it is what it is. Let's take a look at News Nation here.
There are a lot of questions tonight as to just how this would-be assassin was able to get so close to former President Trump, that he was able to graze him with that bullet. To drill down more on those questions, we're joined by Donald Lane, a former Secret Service agent who served during the Clinton and George W. Bush administrations. I'm really struck, Donald, by how chaotic it all seems in this body cam footage.
Good to see you, Elizabeth. Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. This whole thing is unbelievable. How this site was not better protected remains a mystery to me. Certainly not indicative of when I worked for the agency. So, we can sit here and analyze. I know a lot of fingers are going to be pointed, but the bottom line is it shouldn't have even gotten to that level of chaos because there should have been a more controlled scene. And then the other question is, why in the world wasn't any of this radio traffic gotten over to the Secret Service? I mean, how in the world did it not get to the agency around the president?
We already know about this. I mean, we've heard this a million times before. Why did this not have any type of why wasn't there any type of communication between agencies? We just talked about that a little bit this morning, right? With this whole Taylor Swift situation that happened in Vienna just yesterday, right? Some huge attack was planned out and was actually foiled before it actually went down because she was supposed to have concerts this whole weekend in Austria. They talked about, the lack of communication within agencies and whatnot. We're still having that. We're having that same issue and that same conversation right here as well. And I know this is like beating a dead horse. We've been talked about this a million times before, but let's be real. This is some information and very interesting information that we're not going to get from these hours long hearings that we've sat through, where all they've been doing is just dancing around questions and not giving us the hard facts. These body cams are going to give us a lot more insight of what happened here, at least on the aftermath, at least. Because let's be real, when he climbed up that side of the building, we don't see anything, so he can say whatever the hell he wants. He could. He turned on him. Him turning on him could mean a million different things. It could mean a million different things, guys. It really could, right? But it's also very telling when you hear him say, which we are going to look at, we're circling back at that video here in a second, where he says, I told them to bring someone here days before this whole thing went down, and they didn't listen. That's crazy. Okay, let's listen to him as well. And this is an absolute, somebody just said, Tina just said, this is so embarrassing. Absolutely. All of this is embarrassing. Okay. Absolutely.
Keep hearing that there were problems with cell phone communications, that they were having trouble reaching each other. The service was spotty. That can't be normal.
No, it's not normal. And the fact that they're sitting here saying, well, it was the cell phones. It was slopey roofs. Look at that. You could play football on that roof. Okay. A family could live, a big family could live on there, man, we would have one of the best cookouts on that rooftop, and we'd be doing some line dancing, some electric slides, and all that stuff. Okay, let's be real. You can play tennis on that doggone thing, golf. The hell you talking about? A slopey roof. Now they're saying cell phone service is a problem. Come on, man. Come on.
Cell phone, no. I mean, they should pick up their police radios. You know, normally what we have is a security room, and in that security room are counterparts for each agency that is there assisting us, so that an officer can make a radio transmission to an officer in that security room, and then the Secret Service becomes aware of it and then can relay it back out.
Yeah.
And why that didn't happen here, I don't know. But cell phones should have nothing to do with it, in my opinion.
Trash. It's a trash excuse. Another trashy excuse. Slopey roofs. They were concerned about their agents' safety because of the roofs. Now they're saying cell phone services were spotty. Ain't that what walkie-talkies are for? Breaker 999ers and all that stuff? Ain't that what walkie-talkies are for? Last I checked, that's what they're for, right? So you don't have to use cell phones? Yeah. Okay. Let's continue. But they saying cell phones. Okay.
I was struck too by how uncontrolled the scene was. We see the officer waving at, civilians who are wandering right through a crime scene, in essence, and they don't know yet that there isn't somebody else still up there with a gun.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot of chaos after an event like this. I think, what it boils down to, though, is why wasn't the building better controlled in terms of security? It looks like it was just a free-for-all.
Yeah.
And how that was allowed to happen, again, remains a mystery to me and needs to be, we need answers on that for sure.
No doubt.
Well, hopefully we will get them. There are several investigations underway as we speak.
I mean, there's several investigations, but are we going to get full transparency on it? I don't know. We're going to find out. Okay, let me get back to NBC because
We're coming on the air tonight with.
I want to share with you guys this piece right here because there's more after this. And there's more that he says here. He says so much more right here after this whole thing. But I'm going to give you a little bit of buffer. All right. Okay, before we go into what he says. This is the same officer that climbed up. Body cam from the same officer that climbed up, said TMC or Crooks, turned on him, and then he hopped back down. But you saw in the footage, he hopped back down with the quickness. He really hopped it back down with the quickness. I don't blame him. I would want to save my own skin too. But at the same time, man, those are crucial seconds that something could have been done, okay, to stop all this from happening. But let's continue. All right.
Was able to get several shots off in the moments after that officer climbed the roof, hurting the former president and killing a bystander before he then was killed by a Secret Service sniper. NBC's Tom Winters all over these late-breaking developments for us. Okay, let's talk us through what we're seeing and hearing, because there's some new insights we're getting based on the conversations between these officers and what this video shows.
Okay.
Hallie, some of the most important evidence to law enforcement officials when they investigate a crime are the things that people immediately say after something has happened, because it's at that moment that their memory is most clear, that they are reacting in their most genuine way to whatever trauma or shock that they just saw. The video that you played for us and the video that we're looking at now captures a moment. We don't see it because, remember, the body-worn camera is worn at approximately the chest level, so we don't see it as he tries to get up on the roof and immediately drops back down, because according to the Secret Service testimony and the timeline of events, it's 30 seconds after he gets up on that roof where he sees Thomas Matthew Crooks turn to him with his rifle and point at him that he jumps down, radios, and 30 seconds later, there are shots fired at the former president.
Now, I want to remind you, 30 seconds, that's some crucial time, guys. Crucial 30 seconds. That something could have been done. Anything could have been done. And I'm not sitting here saying it's only on that officer. Like I said, it's on every single person that was involved. Okay? But that's 30 crucial seconds. He went back. If he did turn his weapon towards the officer, he turned it back over. He sat down. He set his sights. He put his hands around the gun. He got himself ready, and then he pulled the trigger. 30 seconds is crucial during a time like this. And nothing was done During that 30 seconds, that officer's running away from the building. And I'm sure he's radioing in and he's letting people know what's going on for sure. But at the same time, he's running away from the fire.
But of course, a lot of this over the past several weeks has been, how could that have even happened? And we heard today from a Butler Township Police Department member in what he says happened in the back and forth with the Secret Service leading up to this event. Let's take a listen, Howie.
I told them they need to post the guys over here. I told them that the Secret Service. I told them that Tuesday. I told them to post guys over here.
See?
Hallie, in addition.
Let me repeat that again. And we heard that in the body cam, but hey, you know, when we listened to that body cam, but I want to play it for you guys one more time.
I told them they need to post the guys over here. I told them that the Secret Service. I told them that Tuesday. I told them to post guys over here.
Told them to post effing guys over here. Told them this on Tuesday. And this is the same Secret Service that's standing there looking like Boo Boo the Fool, standing there going, oh, wait, there's an assailant on the roof? What? Just acting dumb. Completely oblivious. How's that possible? Someone's Swifty May said, we need Jack Bauer. Yes, we do. Okay? We do need Jack Bauer. That was a good show back in the day. But really, this officer at least said something to somebody, and that was ignored. And I'm not alluding to conspiracy theories, okay? I'm not alluding to that. I'm just stating facts. No tinfoil hat is on my head right now. I'm just stating facts. That is a bit odd. If this officer is really telling the truth, because you know people like to, do the big fish story. You know what I mean? I caught a fish this big. You know what I mean? Only to find out they went to the pet store and bought a goldfish. Okay, in reality, right? But oh yeah, I went to the raging rivers and just pulled out the fish this big, and it was 300 pounds. Right? People make up all kinds of stuff. So it could be a thing where he's telling a tall tale. Maybe, and maybe not. He could very well be telling the doggone truth here. He had a dialogue with somebody. Allegedly, he said he had a conversation with Secret Service saying they need to have somebody out here. Here's the other thing, too. Why aren't they interviewing and bringing this officer in for questions or during this hearing that we just saw, okay? Why aren't they bringing him in and having him sit down? Because for a fact he would have been squawking so hard. Oh yeah, I was there and he'd be telling everybody everything. So why aren't we talking to this officer right here, baby? He got some facts. He got some information that I'd love to hear. Real talk. Very odd, y'all. But then the other question I have is, what agent was he talking to? Who in the Secret Service was he having a conversation with? Who's the dialogue? Was it corresponding? Was it an email? Was it a text message? Was it a phone conversation? Was it in person with this Secret Service agent? Was it written in with a feather quill? Okay? Rolled up into a scroll and given to a falcon to fly across the mountains to Secret Service. How did he have this conversation, and who did he have this conversation with? That's another thing I'd like to know. Did he have a direct conversation with the director of Secret Service or not? What Secret Service agent did you talk to? That's a question that they need to really get down to nitty-gritty about as well. Let's continue.
Hallie, in addition to that, he later says on the tape that he had a discussion with the Secret Service on Tuesday. So remember, the shooting was on a Saturday. Tuesday, several days beforehand, he's talking to the Secret Service where he says that they should have been posted back there. That back there on the video is behind the building or buildings where eventually Crooks was able to get on top of and fire shots at former President Trump, 8 rounds in total. So that's the reaction that we're getting from police officers in the seconds after this happened. And clearly they were upset that they were even responding to this at all based on what they say. They told the Secret Service. We're still waiting on a response from the Secret Service, but of course we've reached out to them.
Obviously they're not going to give us everything right off the bat. I'm hoping that we do get a little bit more clarity, more transparency here very soon. But I don't know. I don't know if we ever really will get those things. Real talk. I got another video that we're going to look at here in a second. But first, let me get some of these members and super chats. Some of them, not all of them. But for right now, let me get this. Maura Kelly, thank you so much for becoming a member. And just like Maura, who's renewing her membership, please consider by becoming a member by hitting that join button down below. Support the channel if you can. If you like the way I give you guys your stories and your information of the day, please, by all means, hit that join button down below. Become a member. These purple lights don't pay for themselves, okay? That'd be greatly appreciated. Again, from Maura, thank you so much for being a member for the past 16 months. That's amazing. This is still disturbing. The head of Secret Service shouldn't be the only one to get fired. I'm just saying there is someone above her. Yes, there is someone above her, for sure. She answers to somebody, right? And that person answers to somebody as well. Let's keep it real, okay? I'm hoping that other people are resigning or that are going to get fired, okay? That's what I'm hoping for, because there's people that need to start taking some responsibility and taking accountability for the lack of care, for the lack of professionalism. Let's be real. This is their job. This is their profession. And this was not a professional job. Let's not forget, Secret Service is of the elite. This is of the best. Okay? They're supposed to be taking care of the most important of people, right? Of persons. And they dropped the ball on this. That is bad. Whether it's Trump, whether it's Harris, Vance, or Walz. This is very important. People still need to be safe, regardless. Rosa, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Why did he do bunny ears for Shooter? Bunny ears for Shooter. I don't know. I don't know. Good question. I don't know. Chrissy, thank you so much. It's the air quotes for me. Thanks, Pascal. All here for a little bit of a joke, a little bit of a chuckle. I got one more super chat here on here, and I do appreciate the support and all the super chats, but we're going to continue on. I'm going to get to that one near the end of the show. Okay. But again, I appreciate you all for being here and having this conversation. It's wild. And there are other, agents, former FBI agents that are actually looking at this and saying, hey, there's a lack of concern. It seems like there's a lack of urgency within this situation. Let's take a look.
Tracy Walder's with us, News Nation national security contributor. It's the first time I saw Tracy. We were covering live events and, from the campaign. So I was watching it along with you. You need a ladder. They're scrambling the local authorities to get up on that roof. Gunmen would have already been taken out by the Secret Service sniper by then. Thoughts on what we just saw from the body cam?
It's really interesting. Thank you for having me, Conal. In my opinion, I have to be completely honest, there really doesn't seem to be as much of a sense of urgency as I thought there would be. Yes, they are trying to secure the scene. It's not that people are just sort of sitting around, but you hear them say multiple times in there, get them out of here, get them out of here. So my question to that is was this building actually secured? Were there people around this building that shouldn't have been around this building? And questioning why they would want to get people out of there. So I think that was kind of the first thing. Also, there still are, at least from what I could hear, shots going off. It's hard to know if that's Secret Service returning fire, obviously, or the suspect. Also, one thing I don't really hear are the Secret Service on the comms. And it's very, very evident that securing this facility based on who was there lied solely with the local police.
So on that point about securing the facility, that's interesting. When I heard get them out of here, I thought,
I'm going to roll that back again because she did make a good point right there. Hold on.
That Secret Service returning fire, obviously, or the suspect. Also, one thing I don't really hear are the Secret Service on the comms. And
Nope.
it's very, very evident that securing this facility based on who was there lied solely with the local police.
Lied solely with the local police. This part, I think, is very important. You hear nobody from Secret Service, from what she even said as well. You don't hear Secret Service on comms. It's almost as if they said, we get the royal treatment. You peasants stay on this line. We will be on this line, and we're going to do our thing. So then when we see that secret agent or Secret Service agent showing up, like I said, looking like he came straight out of the Matrix, okay, from the movie The Matrix, he looks completely oblivious, completely disconnected to everything that's going on here. He's completely off. He's like, wait a second, there's somebody up there? How is that even possible? Secret Service shouldn't be getting the special treatment. No agency should be getting the special treatment. Just because you are a certain acronym doesn't mean that you get all the spoils. You're supposed to be doing your job. You are the elite. You are the chosen one, right? So why did this happen? Why did this Secret Service agent come up there looking that dumb? He did look dumb. I'm sorry, he did. He's like, what? Somebody up there? And then remember, we already saw body cam footage where he's up there asking a gang load of questions because he has no earthly clue what's going on. He is so disconnected, so completely oblivious to everything that's gone on. It's embarrassing. It's got to be embarrassing for them. It's got to be that's all caught on camera.
So on that point about securing the facility, that's interesting. When I heard "get him out of here," I thought maybe somebody from the crowd had walked from the venue or outside the fence. Remember, this was outside that perimeter and walked near the building. But you're saying maybe the building itself just wasn't secure.
To be completely honest with you, that's what I'm wondering. But again, it's very easy to play Monday morning quarterback, right? You know, I wasn't there. I wasn't part of this situation. But the reality is we do know that this building was under the purview of local PD, not the Secret Service, right? It was under the outside perimeter, if you will. So the reality is this building should have been completely locked down with a small-ish perimeter around it. So if there were people who were going to this rally around it, then that's concerning as well, because there probably should have been police also around it securing it.
They seem to have trouble, they're trying to any way they can. So you heard a bunch of times, hey, get a ladder and anything they can think of to get up on the roof. But the 20-year-old kid got up on that roof and apparently didn't have a ladder with him, right? As far as, he didn't bring it, I don't think.
That's another thing that stuck out to me as well. Again, look, I'm former law enforcement. I try to be respectful. I'm not here to put anyone down, obviously. But the reality is the 20-year-old kid got up on that. I went to training at Quantico. They all went to training as well. That is something that they should have been able to do or had been thinking of a way to do it, even if they had to get into the building and go up the stairs and go up. They just didn't do it quick enough, in my opinion.
Now, to just one more point on this, just to be clear where you stand, these are the local police. And like you say, you're trying to be careful in how you characterize their behaviors. Just a limited video, this one body cam that we were looking at. But the buck still stops with the Secret Service, right? I mean, it was their responsibility to make sure the building was secure, even if the local cops were the ones doing it, right?
Oh, 100%. I completely agree with you. And I'm certainly not absolving the Secret Service. I've said before to you that I felt this perimeter was far too small, and that is the job of the Secret Service. However, I am just very surprised, in all honesty, by how this building wasn't secured by the local PD. But I fully agree with you that the buck absolutely stops with the Secret Service.
Yeah, that was the thing. They could have been on the roof, but again, the Secret Service should have made sure they were. But instead, they were, I guess, on the second floor. So that's what we do know that from what we've found out. So that's where it starts in the locals. So it's a both and, I guess, to some extent, even if the ultimate responsibility is with the Secret Service.
Ultimate responsibility is with the Secret Service. I will still sit here and say that till I am blue in the face. That's just what my personal opinion is. And I think a lot of us, the general consensus is that this was all on Secret Service. This is all on them. Okay. Lack of communication, lack of all that stuff. But the fact that we see The officer getting up there, climbing up onto the roof, peering over, seeing the assailant, allegedly, I will use air quotes, allegedly, the assailant turned the weapon towards the officer. He reacted, he dropped down back on the ground, and he ran away. Now, I'm not sitting here saying running away, meaning that he was a coward and he ran away, but he ran away from the building. That's what we see in the video. I'm sure he was radioing in and letting people know that there was an assailant on the roof. But after that, 30 seconds later, tragedy ensues. What's sad and what's frustrating about this is the only people that actually know the truth about everything that happened here is that particular officer that got hoisted up on the roof, whether or not he actually turned on him with a weapon or if he just actually turned. He could have just turned. He could have just been like, what? Surprised, right? But then again, he could have very well turned the weapon towards him as well. God only knows, right? But I feel that the only people that are really going to know are the members that actually ran security within Secret Service, within local and state agencies that were all involved. All of them know exactly where they messed up at. It's just a matter of time if they actually start speaking about it. But one thing I will say, and this is why I'm so thankful for body cam footage, is because we actually hear the truth. We actually hear from an officer who could be talking a big game. He could be talking a big game, but I don't think he is. I think he really is sitting here going like, yo, I said that there needed to be people here at this building, and there wasn't. And I'm wondering if he actually did talk to somebody. How was that correspondence? That's something that needs to be told, and that's something that needs to be talked about. Michelle Woods, thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. I'll take Michael Weston over Jack Bauer any day. Oh my God, Bauer was a little unhinged. Yeah, Bauer's a little unhinged, but he got the job done. He had to do what he had to do to save the world. He only had 24 hours that spanned over the course of 24 episodes. But yeah, he had 24 hours to save the world. Let's be real. Let's be real. But interesting stuff, guys. Okay. But now we got to see it. You guys got to see it with your own two eyes. What say you guys? What are your thoughts on this? You know, is this something that you think could have been easily prevented? Does this confirm your conspiracies, confirm your theories about everything that happened? Or does this add more question to your thoughts, more questions to this case for you? That's the question I leave up to you guys as well. I will say 30 seconds is a long time. It is really upsetting that the officer dropped down and ran and didn't drop down, grab a weapon, grab his pew-pew, okay, and get hoisted back up there and just start firing. I don't know. There's just something about it that feels a little bit off. And I get it. We all want to save ourselves. Okay. We all want to make sure, we all want to take care of ourselves because we all want to live on this planet, right? We all want to live happy, fruitful, long living lives. But at the same time, you got a group of thousands of people at a rally that could potentially lose their lives. Again, I'm not putting all the blame on this officer. All I'm saying is there are some things that need to be talked about and need to be brought to attention. I hope we get more body cam footage. I don't know how long it's going to take, but when it does actually happen, we'll be watching and we'll be talking about it right here on the Pascal Show. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ruthless said, I'm loving the fact that you're talking more about politics. The Pascal Show, aka President Pascal. One love. Hey, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Ruthless. I appreciate it. Yeah, you know, we got a lot of things going on politically in the world that's going absolutely crazy. We're going to talk about those things. Like I said, we're talking about a bunch of things on this channel, not only just true crime. We are still doing the true crime stuff, but this just broke, so we had to talk about it. I wasn't going to leave without you guys seeing, or, you know, leave the day without you guys hearing about this. This is some crazy stuff, okay? Body cam footage always says something, always reveals something. Let's keep it real. All right. So do me a favor, guys, before you head out. I appreciate, again, you guys being here. Thank you so much. Hit that like button down below. Crush it. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. If you are watching on those other platforms, please go check that out. Hit that follow button over there, please. I just put out earlier this morning, put out a video on TikTok and on Instagram. Go check it out. Pretty wild stuff. Okay. Don't forget to follow over there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button here. Hit that join button down below, become a member, or check out Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. You can also go to pascalmerch.com. Check out my store. We got some really great merch over there. Please and thank you. Okay, guys, I may be on a little bit later on tonight. Don't know yet. Maybe a pop-up video. We got some other things to talk about, but be on the lookout for it when it does. So make sure that notification bell is set to all, so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload, because it be random. Okay? Anyway, guys, it is time to get going. Have a blessed evening. Enjoy your dinners. If you all about to have supper, some of y'all say supper. It's weird. I'm just kidding. It's not weird. It's just an interesting word for dinner. Enjoy your supper. Enjoy dinner. And I'll be talking to you guys very soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. See you guys soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.